Can I see your ID? Yes, you can, or maybe not. And I'm not talking about your license or your passport or your legal document here upon this earth. I'm talking about your kingdom identity and your kingdom purpose. Today, I want to talk to you about the identity of Daniel and share one specific characteristic or attribute or trait that he possessed. And it's in the form of this, I guess you can say, question and statement. What's on the menu? Your identity. And I think no one else could exemplify that the best like Daniel. Of course, he ended up on the menu of the lions, but he never ended up on the plate of the lions. He was never the meal. And I guess the thought I wanted to share is, we could end up on the devil's menu, but we should never end up in his plate. In other words, the reason why I use that analogy is obviously because the Bible talks about and using in Satan as in a reference that he's like the hungry lion looking whom he may devour. And the thing is, concerning our God-given identity and purpose upon this earth, the devil is continually walking around trying to kill and to destroy that kingdom purpose that each of us as God's children have upon the face of this earth. And obviously one of the best examples is Daniel himself. He knew his purpose, he knew his position, and he was functioning in it as much as he could and as best as he could. But obviously he had some enemies. So those enemies, they came to the king and they whispered in his ear, said, "Hey king, you need to make up this new law, that no one's else supposed to worship, no other god or pray, but only, what do you assign them?" And obviously they did that strategically and specifically so they can catch Daniel. And obviously Daniel's like, it doesn't matter what law you come up with. I know my function, I know my purpose, I know what God has laid upon my heart, and no new law from the king will ever hinder me that. And obviously when he was praying as he normally does, they ratted him out and they brought him before the king, and this was the law. Whoever would be worshiping their God will be thrown in the lion's den. And obviously the king was very sad when that happened. And when he threw Daniel in the lion's den, obviously he was in the lion's menu, but he never ended up on their plate. And obviously the following day when the king found out that he wasn't eaten, the king rejoiced. And in return, what he did, all of his accusers, he threw them. And his accusers ended up on the lion's menu and on their plate, and they got eaten. The thing is, throughout the whole Bible, we see so many biblical heroes about David, about killing the Goliath, about Daniel, about Peter walking in the water, about Jonah being swallowed in fish. These are all supernatural things. And we say, oh, those are all great stories, they happened some time ago and stuff like that. No, they're not only real things, these are the things that we can personally experience in our life. Because we should not never limit God's miracles and supernatural wonders and things only to people in the Bible. They're actually alive and active in our personal life. And I know I've been attacked oftentimes by the devil, not necessarily directly, but just by his agents, just by demons and many other things, life circumstance. Because you have to keep in mind, the devil, he'll use people, he'll use situations against you. Same thing as he attacked Job, his sickness, his children got killed, so on and so forth. And here's the thing, that these trials and tribulations will come into our life. Absolutely not a single child of God is ever exempt from being attacked by the enemy of our soul. None of us. But here's the thing, even though we are in his menu or his hit list, it does not mean we in our purpose, our identity, our calling, our kingdom assignment, and what God has called us to should not end up on the devil's plate where he's going to eat us alive. And usually when these things do happen, oftentimes it's when we surrender, oftentimes when we walk away from God, when we fall into sin, and obviously we ended up, sadly enough, on the devil's plate. So again, I want to challenge you with this thought again, that what's on the menu, and obviously it's your identity, it's your purpose. And oftentimes the sad case is most identities that are literally destroyed and snuffed out are before they even come to this world is through abortion. That's one of the areas where Satan has become very successful at, sadly to say. So as I finish off this final thought, my friend, I want to challenge you that always know that you have a great purpose and a great call in your life, but that great purpose and calling is also on the devil's menu. And like the roaring lion, he's going to be always searching for you. And that's not something you should fear, because just as much as Daniel experienced a major miracle and great breakthrough, likewise you will experience your miracles and your breakthrough as long as you trust in the Lord. And because he is faithful to his word, and he'll be faithful to you in the name of Jesus Christ. All right, until next time, my friend.